Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some breaking news coming out from Russia to share with you. We've got reports coming out as of yesterday that Vladimir Putin is planning to arm the Yemen Houthis with P-800 Oniks anti-ship missiles. Now, this is very big news because we know the Houthis have been targeting ships down in the Gulf of Aden and also the Red Sea. And I want to talk some more about the Houthis today because they're making some very major threats to the United States and their aircraft carriers. We have the Roosevelt aircraft carrier that's supposed to be heading over to this area here very soon. We had the Dwight D. Eisenhower that supposedly the Houthis were claiming they attacked the Dwight D. Eisenhower, and soon after that, that's when the Eisenhower supposedly left the area, and as far as I know, is starting to return home back to the United States. And if they get these P-800 Onyx missiles, it's going to be very hard for the U.S. and the British navies over here to protect these shipping lanes because these cruise missiles are very much more harder to shoot down. They're harder to detect. We're going to talk about how powerful these things really are. And right now, the Houthis have already been very successful at striking ships in the Gulf of Aden, the Red Sea. There was just a report just a few days ago that the Houthis supposedly targeted 4 ships and struck all of them. That's what they were claiming. And there's just been lots of craziness happening down here in Yemen and nearby Yemen and the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So I want to talk some more about this today and give you some more information regarding this. We're going to talk first about this P-800 Onyx cruise missile that could be going to the Houthis. I do have some reports as well that were showing that they could already have these right now. Okay, Vladimir Putin is coming out and announcing that they're thinking about giving these to the Houthis, but I also saw some reports stating that they may have them already. Okay, and in a lot of cases this could be true, but right now the Russians are stating that they're planning to give these to them. So I've got a report here for you. Let's go over this first. This is on Defense Security Asia, and this was originally reported by Newsweek as well. So, U.S. alarmed by potential Russian supply of P-800 Onyx cruise missiles to Houthi rebels. Signs indicating that Russia will provide the P-800 Onyx anti-ship missiles to the Houthi group are already apparent, according to senior U.S. security officials cited by the Middle East Eye portal. So, this coming out today, actually. So, senior U.S. officials are increasingly concerned that Russian President Vladimir Putin may supply P-800 Onyx anti-ship cruise missiles to the Houthi armed group in Yemen. Signs indicating that Russia will provide the P-800 Onyx anti-ship missiles to the Houthi group are already apparent, according to senior U.S. security officials cited by the Middle East Eye portal. Washington warns that the delivery of Russian-made anti-ship cruise missiles to Houthi fighters poses a more serious threat to commercial vessels navigating the Red Sea. In addition to commercial ships, Western warships, including U.S. aircraft carriers, would also be threatened by the new Houthi missiles. So look at how big of a problem this is going to be for the United States down here. Is the Houthis going to be able to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier this time? Or are they going to start targeting more warships? They probably will. They've already come out and stated that immediately when the Theodore Roosevelt comes over to the Gulf of Aden or anywhere near Yemen, they'll immediately start targeting it, and it will also be a number one target for them. We'll go over that in just a moment. Former CIA senior analyst William Usher told Newsweek that if a war erupts between Hezbollah and Israel, Russia would likely strengthen its ties with the Iranian-backed armed group in southern Lebanon. The closer cooperation could see efforts to further enhance Hezbollah fighters' combat capabilities, who are reportedly already equipped with P-800 Onyx anti-ship cruise missile systems. Following Hezbollah, the Houthi group also seems poised to be equipped with the Russian-made P-800 Onyx anti-ship missiles. According to regional analysts quoted by international media, the closer cooperation between Russia and Iran also involves the Iran-supported Houthi armed group in Yemen. So if you're probably wondering why it says following Hezbollah, it actually says that because the Hezbollah group is already known to have the P-800 Onyx cruise missiles. So you think about that. If the U.S. goes and helps Israel in their war against Hezbollah, they've got several warships off the coast of Lebanon right now in the Eastern Mediterranean, and the Hezbollah group, could have an answer to that. Okay, they could start targeting U.S. warships in the Eastern Mediterranean as soon as this war breaks out, and they have these P-800 Onyx cruise missiles, as far as we know. According to regional analysts quoted by international media, The closer cooperation between Russia and Iran also involves the Iran-supported Houthi armed group in Yemen. In response to the flood of modern and dangerous U.S. weapons to Ukraine, President Putin warned that Moscow would similarly supply arms to countries and groups hostile to Washington. So we talked a lot about that recently. Vladimir Putin coming out and saying, well, if you're going to keep arming Ukraine and you're going to give them long-range weapons like these ATACMS missiles that you're going to use to strike inside of our territory, well, we'll just start arming countries that are enemies to the United States. We'll start arming the Yemen Houthis. We'll start arming North Korea. We'll start arming potentially maybe even in South America, maybe Nicaragua or potentially even Cuba. And Cuba would be a major threat to the United States if that were to happen. Recently, the U.S. increased its military aid to Ukraine by providing short-range ATACMS missiles, which Kyiv has used to target Russian positions in Crimea. Late last year, Hezbollah leader Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah warned the U.S. that the armed group had something for U.S. warships deployed to the Middle East to protect Israel. While Nasrallah did not specify what he meant, sources in Lebanon indicated that Hezbollah now has significantly improved anti-ship missile capabilities. We have prepared something for the warships that threaten us. So see, even Hezbollah having these capabilities, they're ready to deploy these P-800 Oniks cruise missiles against these warships that threaten them, is what they're stating. So since 2006, Hezbollah's anti-ship capabilities have grown exponentially shortly after successfully striking an Israeli Navy Sa'ar class corvette, the INS Hanit, enforcing a blockade off the Lebanese coast. Sources reveal that Hezbollah is now equipped with Russian-made P-800 Oniks export variant Yokant missiles, which are not only supersonic at Mach 2.5, but also capable of striking enemy ships from 300 kilometers away. So look at that. They can strike targets 300 kilometers away, and they fly at Mach 2.5. Hezbollah is believed to have acquired these Russian-made anti-ship missiles from Syria, which were supplied by Russia during the Syrian civil war about 10 years ago. Okay, and then finally it says here, Moscow stated that it transferred the anti-ship cruise missiles to Damascus in 2010. The P-800 Oniks anti-ship missiles fly at low altitude, so look at this, sea skimming of only 10 to 15 meters above the surface to evade radar detection. So look at how dangerous these are going to be for the U.S. warships down in the Gulf of Aden or the Red Sea, wherever they choose to operate near Yemen. And if these things fly only 10 to 15 meters above the surface, is these warships going to be able to detect these things and shoot them down before they get struck? So this is a very big deal for the U.S. Navy and also the British Navies working down there trying to protect the shipping lanes through the Red Sea. The missile was first developed in 1993 and has several upgraded variants, making it more dangerous and difficult to intercept. So very crazy news, guys. I know it was talking a lot about Hezbollah on here, and we're primarily talking about the Houthis, but I wanted you to see the rest of this information so you can see how dangerous these P-800 Oniks anti-ship missiles really are and how much of a threat it's going to pose to the U.S. and British navies down there while they're trying to protect the Red Sea shipping lanes. So I've got a couple more things that I want to show you here, just some other updates regarding the Houthis since we're kind of talking about them here today. So let's get this pulled up here and take a look. This one's from Current Report on X. Houthi spokesman Yahya Saree have announced a cryptic message stating 3 days. The announcement has been interpreted as potentially signaling a significant military action or announcement, possibly related to Saudi Arabia or new phase of operations. So we don't know exactly what this announcement's going to be, but we're starting to hear this all over the world. I just reported a few days ago that North Korea was going to be making a big announcement soon. I haven't heard of what that announcement is just yet. I did see some reports yesterday that North Korea was stating that they had supposedly tested a new ballistic missile with a super large warhead. But aside from that, I'm not sure if that's the big news they were talking about. But now the Houthis coming out and saying that they've got some big news to be sharing here in the next few days. And we know that they're going to start targeting the U.S. aircraft carriers that come in this area and the warships, especially if they start getting these upgraded cruise missiles. And also, apparently, they've got some from Iran now, too. So this could be some big news. I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll figure out what that is here very soon in a few days. Also from U.S. Civil Defense News update, Yemen's Houthis now say they will sink the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier upon its arrival to the Red Sea using advanced Iranian and Russian anti-ship missiles. So this is what I'm talking about. This is being widely discussed right now on X, and the Houthis even apparently put out a video Fortunately, I can't show it here. I saw part of it, but it had a lot of music in there. So once again, when videos have music, unfortunately, we can't show that here on YouTube. We don't want to have any kind of issues with the channel with that. But basically in this video, what they were stating was that as soon as this USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier shows up in the Gulf of Aden or the Red Sea, they will immediately target it, and it will be target number 1, okay? They will go after this first before they go after anything else. So this is a very big threat to the U.S. military, and again, attacking a U.S. aircraft carrier is absolutely insane. I mean, this is the first time that the U.S. has been involved, at least the Navy, has been heavily involved in, basically you'd call it a war between the Houthis and the United States right now. They've been bombing each other and attacking each other for going on something like 7 or 8 months now. So this is a very big problem, again, for the U.S. Navy here, and they're going to be targeted as soon as they show up. So finally, I want to show you this here too from Globi News. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince urged Putin not to arm the Houthis in Yemen with anti-ship cruise missiles. So looks like the Crown Prince from Saudi Arabia does not want Vladimir Putin to arm them with anti-ship cruise missiles. And most likely the reason why I'm thinking this could be is because Saudi Arabia is a neighboring country to Yemen, okay? And they're kind of in the middle of all this. Whenever the Houthis are attacking Israel and the Houthis are attacking all these ships and the United States, Saudi Arabia is right next door, okay? And maybe they don't want this happening right next to their country. And let's say we get actual confirmation that the Houthis actually attack the Theodore Roosevelt, let's say, for example, and they actually strike it, and let's say it sinks, okay? Let's think something crazy here, some crazy scenario that actually sinks. Then Saudi Arabia is going to be right next door and caught up in the middle of this, and they're technically, in a way, kind of allies to the United States, so maybe they don't want a war breaking out on their back door, okay? I could see them not wanting this happening in their region here, okay? So obviously Saudi Arabia is very concerned with this as well. So just lots of crazy news coming out with this story, but I just wanted to let you know that, yeah, Vladimir Putin is planning to arm the Yemen Houthis with this new, it's not new, but P-800 Oniks anti-ship cruise missiles, okay? So this is going to be very game-changing for the Houthis, and the Houthis are continuing to receive more and more powerful weapons. They're becoming a very well-equipped and armed faction here in the Middle East. And we also know as well, like something like a week ago or less than a week, we had reports as well that the Yemen Houthis also were unveiling some type of new hypersonic missile as well. So they even have hypersonic capabilities as well, on top of getting this anti-ship missile from Russia here soon. So let me know what you think down below. Things are going to get pretty crazy down here, and it looks like this war is going to continue between the United States and Britain and the Houthis. And we know that operations are not planning to cease here in the Gaza Strip anytime soon, and that's also why the Houthis are doing this, similar to what Hezbollah is doing. Hezbollah is attacking Israel at the same time, and it all has to do with this war going on in Gaza. So let me know what you think down below. If you got something out of this update, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell, that way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.